Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our xCite presenter today, Lindsay Adams from 24/7 Assessments, to present to us on getting people to say yes when they would normally say no. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Lindsay Adams.
I used to live in a suburb called Ferny Grove, and I used to work in the Australian Taxation Office. How to stop a conversation quickly at a barbecue. So, Lindsay, what do you do for a living? I'm an auditor in the tax office. Oh, really? I lived at Ferny Grove. I caught the train into the city every day. I'd go into the Ferny Grove train station. It's the end of the line. There'd be a train there. It was pretty much empty. And I would go, I'd pick a carriage. I could sit wherever I liked. So I got in there one morning. I'm sitting in the seat reading the paper. And out of the corner of my eye, I see a guy come in the door and he's walking toward me and he stops. And he's looking at me. And he's twitching, he's a little bit agitated. And I thought, that's a bit unusual. And he's looking at me, and I looked up and I said, "Can I help you?" And he said, "Yes. You're sitting in my seat." I said, "What?" He said, "You're sitting in my seat. I sit there every day." And I looked at him and I said, "Not today." He got even more agitated. So I got up, I folded up the paper, I said, "Here, have your seat." And he went and sat down. And then I started to look around, and I realised that the same people sat in the same seats, on the same carriage, on the same train every single day. It was a pattern. And the more I looked into this, I realised that as human beings, we all have patterns. So gents, when you shave, Mitch, when you used to shave in the morning, Mark, when you shave your head, do you have a pattern? Do you start somewhere and finish somewhere else every time? Yeah? Ladies, you with me? Yeah. Ladies, when you put your makeup on, do you have a pattern? Do you start somewhere and finish somewhere else? Yeah? And so we all have these patterns. Who drives to work? Who drives their office every day? Have you ever done this? Or rather, do you get in the car pretty much the same time? Yeah? You drive pretty much the same route to work every day. You park in pretty much the same spot and go into your office. Would that be right? Okay? And so that's very typical. It's another pattern. So what I want to do today is help you identify your behavioural patterns. And then I'm going to teach you how you can how to identify other people's patterns and get what you want or need. So make more sales, get your staff to be more cooperative, get your husband to mow the lawn, wash the dishes, vacuum the floor, get your wife to take you out for dinner and treat you like a king occasionally. So I've given you this little cube. It's called the Discovery Cube because it's based on the DISC profile. Remember, at 24/7 Assessments, we distribute these profiles. And so on the top there, you'll see my branding, all my contact details. Should you wish to contact me later, book me to speak at your conference, contact me to maybe give me some great referrals. Go to the bottom of the cube, and I want you to follow along with me. Now, I need a volunteer. Oh, Karen, did I see your hand go up? Well done. So, now, I want everybody to answer these questions for yourselves as I talk to Karen. So, Karen, would you consider your people-focused or task-focused?
People-focused.
People, okay, great. Would you consider you fast-paced or slow-paced? So fast-paced, think fast, act fast, talk fast, or speak fast. Right. So have a look at this. Between the people and the fast is the yellow sector. So that means you're probably an influencer. So let's examine this a little closer, Karen, and see if you really are. Do these words resonate with you? Charming, confident, convincing, enthusiastic. Sound like you?
I hope so.
Come on, play with me. Play along, girl. So, okay. Well, let's go then. I'll go on to the yellow side, and we'll go into even more detail. Communication style. Loves getting and receiving compliments. Likes change and innovation. Needs involvement in people contact. Sound like you? Yeah. Motivated by creative problem solving. Freedom from control and detail. Loves praise. By the way, you're looking very glamorous today. Love those shoes. Under stress, a little over-optimistic, talkative, maybe unrealistic. Emotion is optimism. It sounds like you, doesn't it?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you
Everything's
figured
got to
out?
work out, no matter how bad it is.
Okay. Have you figured out where you are on the cube? So hands up for me. Who's in the red sector? Who's the dominants in the room? Who's the Ds? We've got any Ds in the room? Not a single one. Okay. Have we got any? We've got one I. Who else are the Is in the room? The influencers, right? We've got at least 3 or 4. Who's in the green sector? The steadies. Okay, we've got a couple of greens. We're not sure. Okay, hang with me, Nikki. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. And finally, who's in the blue sector? Okay, so Nikki's not sure. Good. Okay, so let me give you a little more information so that I can quickly help you identify where you fit. So the Ds, these are the people who like to get things done. They make things happen. They decide quickly. They act quickly. The yellows, the influencers, these are the nicest people who walk the earth. That's because I'm one of them.
My kids don't say that.
Yeah, never mind. Now, what would they know? So the yellows are the big picture thinkers. They love the world of possibilities and ideas, and they're really good at starting stuff, not always good at finishing stuff. Let's go around to the green. The greens are the steadies. These are the salt of the earth. They're with you through thick and thin. They're steady, reliable. They're just wonderful people, great team players. And finally, let's go to the blue. The blues are the detail people. If they were tradespeople, they would measure twice, cut once. They love a list. They'll create a list in the morning, tick, tick, tick. Nikki, you're relating to this, obviously. And at the end of the day, a great day for Nikki is to have all of the ticks on the list completed. Woohoo! So now that we know and understand the 4 styles, and obviously we can go into lots more detail, but we've only got a short time today, I want to help you understand how do you influence someone who's not like you. So let's go back to the bottom of the cube now. If you look at the yellow and the blue, they're the complete opposites. If you look at the green and the red, they're the complete opposites. You can be a green-blue, Nikki, you can be a green-blue, okay? And we tend to have more than one preference. So I'm a yellow-green. So you can be a blue-red or a red-yellow and so on around the cube, okay? Now, think about this. You're in a sales process. The reds love to buy. They make up 10% of the population. They are the only people that you can try all your heavy closing techniques on. They love it. All of the rest will hate you forever if you do that with them. But when they buy from you, they're ready to buy because you've got into a relationship with them. And the secret is to be a little like them. So, quick example. Person in the yellow sphere, one of my clients, HR manager, said to me, I can never get my boss to agree to anything. So I walked her through a simple process. I said, what you've got to do is cater to him the way he likes to make decisions. So you go to his office, you book an appointment in advance, you send him an email in advance with information. When you go to the meeting, you have that email printed out, put it on the desk in front of you, walk through step by step, and go through it in a slow and measured pace. Don't get too excited. She did that, rang me. I could hear her voice clear across town, Lindsay, it worked! And so all she did was adjusted her behaviour to be more like her boss. So here's the tip, boys and girls. When you're in a sales situation, very quickly figure out where your prospect lays on this cube and be a little like them. Remember, Ds like to decide quickly. Yellows get excited and they'll decide quickly as well. Greens and blues are slower to decide. In fact, if you're working with a blue, a conscientious, they will never decide or agree on anything at the first meeting. So when you meet with them the first time, they'll say something like, that's really interesting. I would love a written proposal, thank you. In fact, I've got a prospect at the moment. I've given them a proposal. I've done 2 amendments to that proposal, and they finally agreed to do the work. Now we've just got to get a start date. At the minute they're saying January, I think it's going to be February. So, so you can see very quickly where you fit, and you can figure out where other people fit. I would recommend you keep this little cube on your desk, and as you're having phone conversations with people, as you meet with people, figure out where they fit, and then turn to their side of the cube and be like them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for today. I would love to take questions. I'll be here for one-on-one meetings, of course, and would love to spend more time with you if you wish outside of this meeting. Question?
I wanted to say we do have time. Okay, cool. So my question is, say you're on the phone with someone, is there any key phrases, tone of voice, pace of voice,
Yeah.
or something like that to know?
Yeah, okay. So a red, when they ring you, they're going to ring up and they'll say, "Hello, Casey. About that job we were, I need the report." If it's a yellow, it's going to be, "Hello, Casey. How are you today? Oh, it's been so long since I've seen you. Great. By the way," can you see where we're going here? And then with the greens and the blues, it's going to be, the green is even more detail focused and more relationship based, and the blues are going to come back to more structure and process. So they will, and you can pick the reds and the yellows because they talk fast like I do, whereas the greens and the blues will speak at a slower, more measured pace. I can slow down some. Other questions? Got time for one more.
Which would you find the most challenging?
The most challenging for me is the blue because they're my complete opposites. Although, I have to tell you, I've been married a long time, and my wife is a green-blue combination. But we work together in the business, but in the business, she has what we call permission to nag, and so her job is to keep me on track. Remember, yellows are good at starting stuff, not so good at finishing. So already, this morning I was working from home, she was out, and on the way here, she phoned me and said, "You're on your way to BX?" "Yes." Have you done that? And so, basically she keeps me on track. We've worked out how we fit.
And that's why too, sometimes, especially for an influencer, your 2IC person should almost be opposite to make it help.
Balance out, counteract each other. It's like the yin and the yang, And so, when we met, I was incredibly handsome, and my wife couldn't resist me. Clearly, something happened in between now and then.
I only have men.
Well, that's it.
Good answer.
Yes. So, we're done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.